Welcome everyone. In this video, I'll be talking about lips, nose, and ears structure and how to create them in ZBrush on a plane. So for this, I'm using a cube and so I have subdivided it with multiple times, and now I have created a spherical volume with the clay buildup and smooth it out. And now with dam standard, I'm creasing the partition center line. Then I'll be adding all the other details based on the structure of lip, because lips are not flat, they are rounded, and it have major like a tip of the upper lips is rounded and bulged outside. So I'm just using clay buildup and adding those details. I'm checking from all the direction, and for lower lips we can see like lower lips have two different spherical shapes and they're connected together, and sides edges of the lower lip are a little bit inside. And so I'm just using clay buildup at the same time, and adding those depth, and adding all the muscle volume, muscle and structural volume, and smoothing it continuously, and making sure everything looks nice and fine and everything is clean. So I'm using damp standard to like make sure that our lip shape is proper and perfect. And you can see I'm referring to with my the image, and creating the lips and try to match it as close as possible. And whenever you're creating a 3D model, you have to check it from all the direction from all the sides, and add details continuously and match it as close as possible. Then you can see like basic structure wise my lips are almost done, but now it's still, it doesn't look realistic, so I'm adding a little bit more structural shape of face, like chin, then upper lip, those muscles, then side muscles, just to add more volume and a more just to like make it look more realistic. And I'm adding a little bit depth in the center. That's usually because you have two spherical shape, and there's a slight depth in the center and lower lips. I'm adding those details, and I'm using some texture. You can see alpha to create those lip texture, because lips are not flat and lips are not like smooth. The lips are basically, we open our mouth and close our mouth, it stretches, so those wrinkles are there, so we have to add those wrinkles and make sure like we have to the volumes are correct, volumes are not mismatched, and definition of the lips, the shapes, those are proper. And like define the edges properly, and add depth, add little bit like little bit crease to the edges of the lips, and make sure it blends properly and it looks realistic. And like initially when you add all the detail, you can use symmetry, but after that, to add other details, you can use switch off the symmetry and add all the lines, crease and wrinkles manually. And then like add some volumes in between the like wrinkles, and bulge out those areas, so it will give you a more realistic appearance. So add those wrinkles, bulge, so it's almost done, you can see. So like this you can create lips, and like lips can be like any n number of shapes and size and scale, but the basic structure, the anatomy will be the same no matter what. Like lips can be broader, wider and all. But let's start with the nose. And nose is basically a triangular shape. So what I did in this plane, I have created a triangle. I just added clay with clay buildup. I just added the triangular shape, and referring to this book and for the sculptors, where it is very clearly defined. Nose, uh, nose is like consists of four separate parts. So I'm just sculpting the shape triangle. Then I'm the nostril I have sculpted, and now I'm going to crease out the edges and define the nostrils. define the nostrils. Then I can smooth it out and blend everything properly, because it's a skin, like it's a part of our face, and there's it's there, it should not look like cut out from the face. Then the center part consists of two set of separate muscles, so make sure add those things separately. Then connect it properly and add all details, and check it from all the angles, all the sides, from left, right, top, all the side direction, and make sure it looks proper, and define the nostril area, and all those shapes should be defined properly. It should be prominent enough. And nose shape, based on the your origin, you can change the shape of the nose. And top part of the nose is not rounded, it's bit flat. So for that I'm using trim dynamics and flattening that area to give it a more structured look. Then like still the nose doesn't look that nice, so I'm just going ahead and adding more details, like an eye cavity, a little bit of this muscles to cheek and cheekbone, all those things I'm going to add, so it will look a little bit like better and more realistic. It will look like actual nose. So you can add those things. Now we're going to create a ear. So for like you can see, like I'm checking the nose from all the angles, all the sides. So now I'm going to rotate the box, and then I'm going to start with my ear. So for ear, I'm referring this reference where you can see this ear consists of four separate parts, and ear is not just like circular or rectangular shape. It have lots of structure to it. So I'm just masking out the basic structure, basic shape of the ear on that plane. Then I'm going to invert it and extrude that area, or move that area outside slightly, move that area slightly outside. So I have because ears are like it's part of your head, but they are like hanging outside your head. So that flow, like, though that shape is very important. So then I have adding all those details with clay buildup, and adding the basic volume, edges, and smoothing out all the surface. And then using clay with dynamesh, I'm like adding all the main details. I'm just, it's like a line drawing. I'm just drawing those shapes and then adding depth in those areas. And then, like you can see, I'm continuously smoothing it out and adding more volumes, and smooth and more volume. So like you can smooth it out in the smooth it out later also, that's also fine. So this is like how I like to work. I want to smooth it continuously and check everything, it looks fine, it looks perfect. So because ears have lots of fold, lots of turns and twists, so make sure you should have a very good reference, very clear reference, and based on that you can construct your entire ear. And ears can be in very different shapes and size and scale. So based on that, I'm using dam standard and referring my I'm using my reference and trying to create something like that, and crease out the backside as well, because ears are not that thick from in the base. So this is just a I'm just extruding this thing from the plane. So if I use a sphere, I'll create a ear separately, and then merge it with the base model. So I'll have a separate model altogether, so I can control it better. And I'm using a move brush to create the correct the shape. Right now the shape doesn't look nice and correct, so move it and make it correct. And then like add all the and now I start adding all the definitions, like all those because same muscle can go inside, and at the same time another one, another part can come outside. So all those details are very important. Small transitions are very important. uh, uh, Pay really good attention to those things and create those detail, and otherwise it will look unnatural. So then add, like you can see from, check it from all the angles and all the direction, from left, right, and all the direction. Depending on that, correct your shape of the ear. So you can fix it.